Thousands of people are reported missing every year.
Now, roughly 40% are people of color, but the cases that become household names are usually white women.
Investigator Jessica Larche joining us now. And you've been digging into this.
Yeah, this is a problem even Gabby Petito's father addressed about the disparity of national news coverage when his daughter was missing. Take a listen to what he had to say during one of those national news conferences.
To be honest, it should continue for other people too. This same type of heightened awareness should be continued for everyone. Everyone.
So why does this unbalanced media coverage exist? My investigation gets to the core of an issue that's causing so many cases to slip through the cracks.
I would like to thank everybody for their help. And I would like appreciate a lot if you all could bring my kids home.
News 3 shared the cries for help to find Kieran and Chloe Johnson when they vanished from Hampton 4 years ago. But the search for the mother and daughter has yet to draw national attention like Gabby Petito or Natalie Holloway or Elizabeth Smart. The difference, some say, is black and white.
No one, not one person, can name a missing black or brown, male, female, or child that has garnered mainstream media. Not one.
Can you? Name one? While you try, meet Derica Wilson. She co-founded the Black and Missing Foundation in 2008 to shine a light on the names the world may not know.
You know, every family that has a missing loved one, their heart bleeds the same way.
Wilson, a former deputy sheriff for Arlington County, Virginia, aims to level the playing field for missing people of color, the players, law enforcement, and news organizations.
The media coverage is so critical because it applies pressure also to law enforcement to dedicate additional resources.
The downfall is a lack of diversity. The Pew Research Center says newsrooms are 77% white. We also came across this analysis in the Journal of Criminology and Criminal Justice, taking a look at national coverage of missing persons cases, and it found that black people are significantly underrepresented in coverage, even though minorities make up nearly 40% of all missing cases. It also found that white women were overrepresented. Although they make up about 30% of missing cases, they represented more than 50% of national news coverage.
It's frustrating. It's maddening.
Norfolk psychologist Dr. Barbara Shabazz says inherent bias can make a missing person of color seem less of a priority.
So unconsciously, it makes sense that no one is rushing to come and look for us when we are lost.
There's a lack of diversity in law enforcement, too. An analysis of local police departments nationwide reveals they're nearly 70% white. The Black and Missing Foundation says that can lead to an assumption missing minorities are associated with crime, and missing children of color are often classified as runaways.
So we all know that runaways are not receiving the Amber Alert, and quite frankly, there's really no sense of urgency.
The News 3 I-Team took a closer look at the laws for missing cases. In Virginia, there is no waiting period to report someone missing, and those reports must be shared with state and national databases within 2 hours. Then it's up to each local law enforcement agency to decide how far they go to investigate each case. So we comb through the different policies for the 7 cities. Suffolk's policy, the only one that seems to address potential bias, urges their officers to be cautious in labeling cases, adding that even if first indication suggests a less urgent incident, officers should consider all possibilities until the case category is clearly determined. So the judgment call of who's deemed in danger lies in law enforcement's hands, impacting which cases they share with news organizations, allowing some names and faces to fall through the cracks.
Families are having to hire private investigators. They're having to coordinate their own search team. They're having to create their own flyers because law enforcement's not creating them.
That's where the Black and Missing Foundation helps bridge the gap. They've helped bring closure to 400 families and pressing law enforcement and journalists to devote more resources and airtime to black and brown faces.
It really takes all of us. It takes all of us to help us find us.
So the families of people like Kieran and Chloe Johnson have a chance at bringing them home.
So anything you all can do, help me in any way, please do.
Just heartbreaking there. And, you know, this disparity, it is a problem that is causing us to take action here at News 3. And so we are launching an initiative called Have You Seen Me? We've been sharing that with folks already at home. And this is our mission to make sure that we are highlighting missing persons cases, whether that's missing children, children who run away are still missing. And regardless of if they've received an Amber Alert, we're trying to shine a light on these cases.
All right, so let's talk about those alerts. What's the criteria?
So we know about Amber Alerts. You know, those are for children who are 17 and under, but they have to be abducted and in danger. There's also the Ashanti Alert. We know about that here in Hampton Roads. It's named in honor of Ashanti Billy. She was abducted in Virginia Beach in 2017 and found murdered in Charlotte. So the alert named after her, it's a voluntary alert for missing adults ages 18 to 64 who law enforcement consider in danger. This is a step toward bridging the gap, especially for people of color, but this is a subjective alert. We all know that media coverage can help level the playing field that the Black and Missing Foundation spoke about.
So you're also taking a look this week about missing children as well, right?
Yes, especially runaways. And we've looked at the guidelines for each of the 7 cities of what those investigative policies are for runaways, because even if a child ran away, that child is still considered missing. So we're going to tackle that and why those runaway cases don't always get a big response from law enforcement or even from news organizations.
All right, thank you, Jessica.